What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video. And it's finally good to be back again making some videos. I know, I haven't been uploading too much lately, and there's a reason for that. I got my year 12 exams. I've done 2 of them, still got 4 to go. But for now, we've got a video, and this one's going to be on the trade period. I thought I can't miss out on an opportunity to do a video on the trade period, and I thought, well, I whipped up myself a tier maker, and I put in every single trade that happened in 2020, and I'm going to rank every trade that's occurred in the 2020 trade period. So I'm just going to be ranking them based on how I think that they will go in 2021. I'm not basing these plays on how they're already performing already. I'm basing them on how well they'll fit into the club that they've been recruited to in 2021. First up, we got Saad. I don't know if he's top 5 caliber. It's a little bit subjective because, a team like Richmond will have a more superior top 5 caliber than, say, someone like North. But Saad, now I don't know if he's top 5 worthy. He's definitely in the best 22, so we can secure that. I reckon we'll make an immediate impact, for sure. I reckon, that they're one of the players that the Blues really wanted to target, which they got him. Also, I will reshuffle these at the end as well. Who's up next? We got arguably the biggest trade of the whole trade period. We've got Treloar, which happened pretty much after the deadline. Now, obviously we all know the Pies traded for absolutely fuck all. As you can see, they traded for a Coke and probably, well, not even 5 gourmet pizzas, probably like 1 or 2 at most. But yeah, they got pretty much nothing in return, the Pies. Treloar. Now, the thing is, the Dogs have such an impeccable midfield at the moment. They've got the likes of Dunkley, Bontempelli, McRae, Hunter, Liberatore, Smith, and then they've got English, and we'll cover Martin later on. But, see, top 5. I don't know if he's a top 5 player in the Bulldogs, but you could almost chuck him in there. And for now, I'm going to do that. So these going to go there. All right, next up, we've got Aiden Core. Obviously, not as talked about this trade. Well, the thing is, he's going to the North, so it's almost, you'd probably chuck him in best 22. He's been a pretty solid defender for the Giants over the years. So, I don't know, handy inclusion almost, but I think because he's going to North, they'll probably use someone like him. So, I'm going to chuck him in probably best 22. I'm not 100% sure, though. Alex Witherden. Now, Alex Witherden, another trade that, West Coast gave him away for not a lot. I think it was pick 58 or something like that. So they got a bargain, the Eagles, and he'll be a very strong player. See, the thing is, will he secure a side in the top 22? Because, Eagles have a strong list, so I don't know straight away if they will, because the Eagles didn't really let go of too many people. I don't know if he's in the best 22. Look, I don't know Witherden that much, and I don't know if he will be in the best 22 as of yet for the Eagles. I think he'll definitely be a handy inclusion and will probably be in the best 26. So I'm going to put him in handy inclusion for now. But he's, definitely a steal. Alia, well, he's obviously in the best 22 at the Swans, and I think he will be at Power as well. Will he make an immediate impact? Well, the Power, they were looking for a tall defender, someone like Alia himself. So I reckon, I think we'll chuck him in immediate impact. I think he will, I rate him highly. I think he will have an immediate impact. Alright, Atu Bosnavelagi. That's not how you pronounce it, but anyway. He was included in the Stevenson trade, in which they just gave him up for nothing. Handy inclusion, from the looks of it. I mean, he's only played 3 games for the Pies, and from the games, he hasn't been too bad, bar the Eagles game. But anyways, I think he'll, I don't know about best 22. I think it's too young. He'll definitely get games next year, but I don't know. I don't know if he'll be in the best 22. So we'll chuck him in handy inclusion because he's a young up-and-coming talent who will definitely get games ahead of North. First St Kilda one that we're going to cover is Brad Crouch. I'm very happy as a Saint that he's going to be there. I think he'll definitely be in the best 22. He's a very strong midfielder. He racks up tons of the ball when he was at the Crows. Now, will he make an immediate impact? See, we do need that player to get the, hard ball gets, give him up. I'll chuck him in immediate impact, but I'll shuffle it around. To be fair, half the time I don't even know what I'm saying. Braden Pruce. Now, this is his 3rd club. Started at North, I'm pretty sure. Then went to Melbourne, was it? Or Melbourne and North. Anyway, he's now at the Giants. He'll be a handy inclusion. I don't think he'll be in the best 22 because Jacobs, he's their primary ruckman. I think Mumford as well, but Mumford's going to leave soon unless he's already retired. But yeah, Bruce has never been a number one ruckman. He's always been a backup. So I'm going to chuck him in handy inclusion. I don't see fringe player. He almost to the fringe player category because he is a bit of a fringe player. There's a bit of a fine line between handy inclusion and fringe player. Handy inclusion's like just outside best 22. Fringe is like, yeah, you're gonna only get a game when another player's injured. Isaac Smith, I think he'll be in the best 22, but I don't know if he'll make an immediate impact. I mean, he'll be in the best 22 because that's why they got him. They're not just gonna get a player aging like Smith for no reason. So I think, yeah, but I don't know if he'll have too much of an impact with the Cats, but he's definitely best 22. Higgins, as a Saints fan, I'm very happy we got Higgins. He's a very exciting small forward. That's going to be a very dangerous small forward line with Butler, Higgins, Loney will be there as well. So I think he will definitely be in the best 22 because he was in the Richmond's best 22. We just, it was a bit, obviously 2019, his brain injury, and then 2020, it was just a bit inconsistent, but overall, I think he'll definitely be in our best 22. We've got Stevenson. You could almost argue he's a top 5 caliber player. That is how poor, the North lister and how poor Collingwood were for just giving him away. Because he's a fine talent. Obviously had a rubbish year in 2020. But, he won the Rising Star, kicked 40 goals in his first season. I don't know if he is top 5 though. Who else has North got? They've got Goldstein. They've got Higgins. Well, not Higgins. He's bloody left. Zeeble, Cunnington. They got rid of Brown. They need a forward. He's probably their number 1 forward now. It's almost tempted to chuck him in top 5. In fact, we'll chuck him in there just because why not? Speaking of top 5, you think Cameron's in their top 5. I mean, Hawkins, Dangerfield, Selwood probably, Stewart. Who else? Guthrie, Duncan. I know he didn't have the greatest year in 2019, but he was a Coleman medalist in 2018, so I think you chuck him in top 5 caliber. Hogan, at the time I was a bit surprised that this deal went through, but yeah, he was a star of the I don't know what happened with the Dockers, but he'll be in their best 22. He's going to replace Cameron. I don't think he'll be as good as a replacement, but who knows? He might actually find his form back. But I'll chuck him in best 22 because I don't know if he'll make an immediate impact. He's kind of injury prone. Danaher, he'll be in their best 22, undoubtedly, but will he make an immediate impact? So you don't know. He's very injury prone. He could just tear a hamstring in the Marsh series, but let's just say he doesn't. I reckon he'll be good. Him and Pipwood will be very threatening up forward, although they will score tons of behind, so just keep an eye on that. But I will put in probably immediate impact at the end of it. Jai Caldwell, well, he's a talent, that's for sure. He didn't get enough games for the Giants, so that's why he wanted elsewhere. Pick 11, only 11 games, so he'll be in the best 22 for the Bombers, I reckon. Who's this? Cole Hartigan. Cole Hartigan, I think he's played over 100 games for Adelaide, so it's almost a bit of a mature age recruit. Yeah, I think he'll be best 22. Lockie Fogarty, I don't know. He's alright for the K. He hasn't really proved himself. He'll be a good player. He's young and all that, but I don't know if he's in their best 22. He'll get game time, but I don't know. I'll chuck him in handy inclusion because I don't know if he's in their best 22 yet. And next up, we got Lockie Young for the Roos. I think he came from the Dogs. I don't really know, haven't heard of him too much. Is it too harsh to put him fringe? Probably. He's probably got some input, and the thing is, he's at North as well. I'll chuck him in handy inclusion because I don't know if he's done too much. Speaking of Bulldogs, we got Mitchy Hannon. Now, a lot of these fans hyped him up. I did see Caden McDonald and Dilnug on their collective trade period videos. They absolutely frothed Mitchy Hannon. They argue that he was one of the best small forwards in the game. I don't know going that far, but I think he'll be in their best 22 for the Dogs. Nakia Cockatoo. Now, is he a forward or a midfielder? I don't know, but he was a top 10 draft pick, but he completely just fell under his shell. It was like he hasn't played a game in ages. Cockatoo, I don't think so. I don't know about him being their best 22, but yeah, I'll chuck him handy inclusion. He'll be handy. Nick Hind, he came from the Saints, absolute jet. When he's on, he's on. He's one of the most exciting players for us when he's actually on. But to be fair though, he can be a bit inconsistent, but he's a good player. Will he be in the best 22? I don't know. He could be. Help out with Tip and Woody in the forward line. Fantasia's out, so we'll probably replace him as well. I think he'll just scrape into the best 22 because I do rate Hind. He's a good player. Markov. He hasn't really had too much of a gig at the Tigers, has he? But I think that's why he's going to the Suns. He wants more game time. Will he be in the best 22? I don't know. The Suns have a very good list well, they're starting to develop a very good list. So I'm going to chuck him in handy inclusion because of that. Fantasia. See, I don't think I don't know if I think he's a bit overrated. Fantasia, in my personal opinion, I don't think he's that good. But I mean, when he's on, he's on. So give him that. But I don't think he'll be making an immediate impact. But you know, they tried so hard to get him the power, so he's obviously going to be in their best 22. He's probably around the Jesse Hogan. He'll probably make the same impact as Hogan would, I reckon. Peter Wright. Well, I think he's going to be a replacement for Danaher. Now, I think, well, Wright, he's not had that great of a 2020. I don't think he played last year at all. Injury prone, I guess. That's just like Danaher. You never know with Wright. You hope he can come back to his healthy best. I think 2017 he was kicked 35 goals for the Suns. But he will, I think, fit in their best 22 somewhere around probably here. He's not as good as Hogan, I don't think. We've got Rory Atkins. I don't know why he left. I guess maybe the culture at the Crows isn't great. And I think Gold Coast do have a brighter future than the Crows, but he was actually pretty good in during the time when the Crows were actually good. So I'm going to chuck him best 22. Higgins, he's in their best 22. Will he make an immediate impact? Now, he was gold in 2019, I think. He was I don't know, he might have won their best and fairest, and he might have come close to almost winning the Brownlow. So what is he, 31, 30? He's very old. But I actually do think that he will make an immediate impact. I think he's similar to Crouch, although he's older, but I'm going to chuck him in immediate impact. McKernan. Now, I didn't really think we were going to get him. It was a bit of a surprise when I saw it on Instagram. The AFL put that up. But I was like, we'll take him because he's a backup player. I think he'd be the sort of person who'd be a fringe player. He'd be, obviously, I don't think any player wouldn't be of any value. That'd be a bit of a waste, but I think he'll be a fringe player. He's not going to be in the best 22. But, he can be a backup ruckman or a backup forward. He's a bit like Jonathan Marsh. So I chuck him in fringe player. Stefan Martin, is he better than English? Will they play 2 rucks? I don't know what the Dogs will do. I think Beveridge did say he wanted a second ruckman, so will he be in the best 22? Probably. And I'm going to put him just at the end of best 22. I don't know what the Dogs are going to do with that, but you'd assume that he'd probably be in the best 22 or handy inclusion. Hickey, believe it or not, this is his 4th club in 4 states. Gold Coast, St Kilda, West Coast and Sydney. So he's obviously not a number 1 ruckman. He's a bit like Bruce. He's just, he gets traded when another club needs a backup ruckman. So he's almost a fringe player. I reckon you could almost chuck him to fringe. Although he is their number 2 ruckman. I don't know, Sinclair? Is he the number 1 still? Or he'll probably be back up to Sinclair. To be fair though, he'll be handy then. He's not fringe. But fringe is, he'd be the sort of player, he wouldn't get in the spot unless someone else was injured. So I'm going to chuck Hickey in fringe. Tom Phillips, another Collingwood player, got traded for a bag of peanuts. And Phillips is a good wingman. And I think Hawks do need another wingman since, Isaac Smith is gone. So I'm going to chuck him in the best 22. I think he'll definitely be in their best 22. Tom Phillips, I don't see why not. Chuck him somewhere in the middle. Next up, we've got Zach Langdon from the Eagles, who came from the Giants, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he'll be in their best 22 because he's a small forward. So, they got Liam Ryan, who else? But I don't think he's going to fit in their forward line. So I'm going to chuck him in handy inclusion for the Eagles. Zach Williams, I think he'll probably also make an immediate impact at the Blues. 2 running halfbacks are going to be very useful, Saad and Williams. Blues gave up a lot for him, but that's who they wanted in the trade period, so they're good on him. So, yeah, I think he'll make an immediate impact, I reckon. And then Ben Brown is also someone who'll probably make an immediate impact. Is he top 5? Now, obviously at his best he is, but is he top 5 caliber for the Melbourne? Because they got a strong midfield. Gawn, I think, is better. Oliver, Petrarca. Then you got Stephen May, I reckon, also. He probably is at his best, and I think he will go back to his best. So I'm going to chuck him in the top 5 caliber. There we go. That's my rankings. Now, do I want to shuffle? Do I want to put Witherden up? Will he be in their best 22? Eagles fans, let me know if Witherden will be. He's a great player. I reckon he probably will be in the best 22, or at least some other Eagles player is going to get injured and he'll play round 1. I think he'll play round 1, so because of that, I'll chuck him behind. And then these are kind of like the ruckman kind of backups, which I chucked in fringe. But anyway, I think that's good. I'm happy with that. Also, streaming channel, for any of you guys who don't know, I know my Cardman22 account got banned from streaming for no reason, so the link of the streaming channel will be down in the pinned comments, so make sure to go and subscribe to that. If we get to 300 subscribers, I'll go back to doing some live streams, because I'm starting to miss them. Uploads won't be that too frequent up until 25th of November, but I'll try and get maybe one extra video out, maybe even two during that period. But obviously I've got the year 12 exams to worry about. But anyway, thank you all for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment down below your thoughts on the trade period. Who was the best? What team did the best? What team performed the worst? I think we all know the answer to that one. Go if you're new to the channel. There'll be tons of AFL content plus other content over the summer coming up in the future. So stick around for that. And I'll see you guys very soon in my next video.